Yo, what's up guys? New video talking about glancing, hidden mechanics, stuff that some G3 players don't even know. I think this is going to be a good one. I think it's pretty interesting. Not sure how you're gonna like it. Let me know in the comments if you do. Well, like I said, talking about glancing. There are a few mechanics which are known, a few mechanics which I don't think are shown that much. So this is written on the Wikipedia. So when do you glance? Hitting wrong element, everyone knows that. Attacking while having the glancing debuff, everyone knows that, and you have a few units like Molly that can also glance and that kind. If the two or more tiers are met, the glancing rises accordingly. Okay, so there are four types of hits. There's glancing hits, normal hits, crushing hits, and critical hits. So apparently glancing decreases your damage by 30%, and if there also is a elemental disadvantage, there is an additional 16% of damage reduction. Also, you cannot crit when you glance, so that's also another damage reduction. Glancing cannot activate most of the skill harmful effects. See exceptions below. So let's look at the exceptions later. Despair rune set cannot activate while glancing it. However, there are actually things where it can, which is multi. Some of the attacks that do no damage can never glance, aka Harmless Prank, Orion S3, Time to Loot, Galleon S3, let's say a Hathor S3, all of those kind of things you cannot glance. Also things with fixed damage, let's say a clean shot, extortion, reckless assault, all of those hits are straight up damage, cannot glance. Neobusa S2 cannot glance. Skills that are always crushing hit and therefore cannot glance, aka Gemini S2, Lure S3, those kind of things. Then there are a few things that ignore glancing, whether they glance or not, they can land. So already was said, debuffs do not land if you glance, but some debuffs actually do land. So cooldown increasing effects, let's say a Fiery Breath, Okeanos S2, all of that stuff will actually land. Debuffs applies on passive skills, Burning Whip apparently, they still land. I think that was fixed at some point. This is pretty old written. I think they actually removed it, that the Hua passive actually does not work on the giants anymore. So removing a buff also bypasses glancing. Things it does not mention is, can you push back on glancing or not, and a few other things. So with that said, I'm going over a few things, a few scenarios. I'm gonna ask you the question, does it work or not? So I'm gonna do about 10 scenarios, 10 questions. With each of these questions, write down for yourself if you had it correct or wrong. At the end, in the comment section, put down below how many you had right or wrong. So just not to see like, oh, did you know everything? Just for me also the general mindset, like how many people actually knew these kind of things or did not know these kind of things. A few of them are kind of already mentioned in this list here. I made these questions before I made this list, but either how I want to go over these questions, and I think it's pretty interesting for you to have this kind of mindset like, hey, this does not work or this does work. And I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of G3 players out there that did not know these kind of things. So, question 1. Fill this in for yourself. Can you land critical hits on the wrong element while having the glancing debuff? Okay, let's see the answer. You actually glance all of your hits. All of the hits, 100% are glancing hits. Everything, 100%. So if you're trying to land anything while you have glancing debuff, do not try to do that on the wrong element, because now I actually see that you're hitting stuff and now everything is glanced again. So you have 100% chance to glance while having glancing buff on the wrong element. Second question is, can you land the stun or any of the debuffs from Shaina and Maruna the moment that you're glanced on wrong element? Let's try that out. Okay, I had to change my units because I kept getting bombed by the wrong units. So let's see again. None of the stuns land because everything is glanced. The moment you don't glance, you actually land stuff. But this should have 100% guaranteed when attacking together. Does that still work? Also does not work. So even some of the things that say guarantee working do not work if it's glanced. As mentioned before, strips can still land even when you are glanced. However, can you also push back while glancing? Let's see. We got a glancing hit, but we still did decrease the attack bar. So you can still land decrease attack bars while actually glancing hits. This one you can see it a little bit better. Glancing hit and decrease attack bar are both there. So you actually decrease the attack bar while you still do a glancing hit. Another one which was already mentioned, can you actually put cooldown increasing effect while glancing? Well, it was already answered, but just to show you, you can cooldown increase. Well, not if you don't land glancing hit. Let me try that again. Here you can see cooltime increasing effect, but still glancing hit. And apparently, decreased attack bar also still landed. So everything landed, but there was a glancing hit. Another question was, can you land despair stuns during a glancing hit? So during the glancing hits, we can do this a lot of times. Every glancing hit will not have a chance to stun, but the moment you land a normal hit, you actually have a chance to stun. As you can see here, any glancing hit does not make it stun. The moment I get a normal hit, there is a chance of stun. Apparently I had a pretty high chance of stunning so far, but as you can see, this will never stun on a glancing hit. Also with normal hits, it's still the 25%, so you don't always stun. But the glancing hits, I can keep doing this for day in, day out, will never stun. However, what about multi-hits? If one of the hits glances and the other hit doesn't glance, are you still able to stun? So we got a glancing hit, no stun there. So we did get a stun, and we see double glancing hit. So if the hit in the middle, it still has potential to stun. So AoE multi-hitter units have a higher chance of stunning units because of that multi-hit. I am not, however, 100% sure if the first hit needs to be non-glancing to actually land this. I don't think so, because I think that hit just there was glance, non-glance, glance. And therefore the middle hit was able to stun, as what you could see. I could maybe do some extra testing for that, but I'm pretty sure it works like that. So that's mostly it for glancing. I have a few other scenarios which I think are interesting as well, which not all people can figure out right away. So let's go over those as well. So the next question is, we all know that Reckless Assault does about 70% of the damage based on like a couple of factors of artifacts and those kind of things. But what happens if you have lower HP, invulnerability, and you do Reckless Assault on a unit? How much damage do you do? So let's go through that scenario. So we have a Mo Long right now. He has invulnerability. He has about, what, 10% HP left. How much damage would Mo Long do right now? The answer is... Okay, that went pretty fast. But the answer is, it does the amount of damage of the current HP that it currently has. I've heard people before answering this wrong, including me a few years back, that someone showed it to me. So therefore I was like, okay, this is a kind of interesting one. So the next question is, the thing which most people already know, if there is a bomb that runs out or if there's a dot on the opposing side of the Nana, Nana does not get a stack. But how about counter? Does Nana get a stack from a unit that's killed by a counter? Let's get into the scenario. Okay, so in this case, I hit the Douglas. Douglas will counter, and let's see if Nana gets a stack. Douglas kills, Nana does not get a stack. So that means Nana can only take a stack when something dies during the turn of the team of the Nana. So that was it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit different than normally. If you have some other hidden mechanics you would like me to either figure out or to just tell me that I can put in like next videos with similar kind of stuff, I will make a part 2. I think I touched on most of the things that some people might not know. There are probably a whole bunch of other things as well. But let me know in the comments if you want a second video like this. Maybe I can go into more special interactions like with the Nana thing with like specific units later. Or if there's anything that you would recommend me to show to other people, let me know that in the comments as well. And guys, thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.